Good morning,
Good
everybody.
morning,
And
NASDAQ.
good morning, NASDAQ.
Welcome in, guys. I'm your host, Dominic Master Mateo, with my co-host, Jack Schwartz. I'm really happy to have a few guests on today. Other members of the Clover Trading team, we have Kyle Williams, everyone,
Howdy.
and Mr. iPhone himself, Mr. Anonymous, Jack Kellogg.
Howdy, howdy.
And what a beautiful morning it is across the Americas right now. Huddy is not across the Americas right now, so we don't know where he is.
Of course.
He's traveling.
He gets to miss out on all this air pollution.
Yeah, the air pollution's absolutely killing us. But it's nice to see we already have 27 likes on 60 people. If we just grab 3 more right now, you won't hear another word from me, I swear.
They
So
knew
if
you were
know
coming.
the
They were prepared. They knew what was
Yeah,
what
they
was going to be
got
asked
in
of you.
there. If you just get in there, hit that like button, we get right to business. Oh, now we have 68 people. Okay, now we're above 50%. We just try to keep it above 50% at all times. That's our floor, and we're happy with that. Today on every day except Wednesday, me and Jack basically go over scans, go over gappers. We talk fundamentals. But on Wednesdays, this is your guys' free day. We also have Wine Wednesday tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern. So today we're actually going to go through our watch list. What we're actually interested in trading, because you guys are probably sick of me saying, I would never trade that day one. I would never trade that day one. So what would I actually trade? We're going to find out today, along with the rest of the Clovers as well. So Schwartz, you got charts in Shiz ready to go?
Yeah, I finally got it set up. I
God, we're so
totally
late.
forgot to set up the layout and everything, which...
We can just grab a few extra lights for Schwartz setting this up every day. We're really grateful for him. Management, they're not grateful for us, but I personally am really grateful for everything that Schwartz does.
Thanks, Dom. That means a lot. And that's why I might just stick around.
You might just stick around if they let us.
Yeah,
If they let us.
If they
All
let
right,
us.
so Kyle Williams, why don't you kick her off here?
Alrighty. So today's looking a bit slow. I think everyone's got that similar consensus. However, there is a couple plays I'm watching. First one would be BDTX. I'm sure everyone who was trading yesterday has had some kind of chart up of that one. One of the first gap and crappers that was in the morning that actually led to a full-on run. I think it caught a lot of short sellers off guard because we've seen a lot of gap and craps fade very easily and never really come back. This one did quite the opposite and put some people on a ride who wanted to be stubborn, which is great to see. But the problem is it turned into what I thought was a higher float stock. Not too high, but not a low float by any means. And then turned into start doing low float things. Like very choppy, a lot of spikes, a lot of stuffs, a lot of soaks. And so ended up closing the day up like 200% or so. And normally I'm not one to want to short like just one green day and then a red day. Like usually I like multiple green days in a row. But again, we are up 200%. We are extended enough. And if there's not going to be any more follow through like we saw into the afternoon, I can't help but think there's going to be some kind of weakness, some kind of red day today. But again, doesn't mean it can't be choppy. And if it's going to be super choppy like it was in the afternoon yesterday, then a big part of me doesn't even want to bother with it. But again, part of the risk of trading is finding out, right? I got to see how it's going to act, see how it's going to trade. So I will be looking to possibly give this a chance short. I also am watching GXLM, which is, for those who don't know, is a grayscale trust. Not a big fan of... What's up?
I said you love it.
I love it. I mean, I'm not a big fan of trading these trusts, but I love them because they do offer sometimes an inefficiency, which is the net asset value of the fund. This particular fund owns a crypto XLM. Their fund is only worth $8. Like they only owned enough XLM of the crypto to be worth $8 per share. And here we are at $40. So that's not my opinion. That's like literally on their website. They say our fund is only worth $8. So until the XLM coin goes up, it's like that's what their value of their fund is. Yet they have enough money or equity, you want to say, worth $40. So quite the extension. I have no idea why it's extended. I can't find a reason why. The only downside of this, and the reason why I may not trade it, is because the volume is very, very low. It's very illiquid, so it's not easy to trade. Even if it does have a red day or a sell-off, liquid tickers are very easy to get bounced back on, very easy to keep running higher than you think. That premium to and net asset value could stay much longer than you think. So in a lot of ways, there's a lot of warning signs to watch out for. So I'm not really totally convinced yet that this is something I will trade, but I am watching it closely because it is quite the premium. It's trading at like a 3 or 4. Actually, no, was it 400% now? 400% premium, which is quite crazy. My only other really big watch here is BBBYQ. I traded it yesterday, had a great overnight long. It did end up stuffing into the high 30s and then pulled all the way back to as low as like 28, but then actually bounced and closed, what was it, slightly green. And now we're reopening pretty much right where we closed. And so I don't think necessarily there's guaranteed another big run coming right today, but the fact that we are holding up for now looks good. I wouldn't be shocked if this consolidated for a couple days and then wanted to retest that breakout of what, 39 or 38.8. So something I just want to keep on watch. I'm probably not going to trade today, but I just want to keep an eye on it. So that's all I got.
Gosh, that was awesome.
Hello.
Jackery, you may go on with your watch list.
Yeah, BDX was quite annoying for me yesterday, as I made some money on it in the morning, and then ended up coming back. I was fine on it, but ended up shorting it for an afternoon fade around $6. And unfortunately, my stop loss didn't trigger over the 610 area till like 670. So I ended up taking a bunch of slippage on it, which was super annoying. Like Kyle said, it was supposed to be a thick float play, then started doing low float shit, which usually is how my biggest losses and my biggest fuck ups come, is from when a stock acts one way. Like in the morning, it was very clean, very thick action. And then once it kind of got over that $5 to $6 area, just completely changed. Something that I always compare it to is HKD, where HKD, worked well as a breakout. Then it was good to short into the parabolics, and then it just, like, all the liquidity dried up and it just traded like stupid, right? It completely changed its behavior. And that's kind of what I saw in the BDX yesterday. So that was just a bit irritating for me. Still up pretty good on this month, over 6 figures, pretty good summer month for me. And one thing to note for me going into July, August, and September is it's statistically my slowest quarter of trading. So quarter 1's my best, quarter 4 is my worst, or quarter 4 is my second best, quarter 2 is my third best, quarter 3 is statistically my worst. And I always keep that in the back of my mind. So going to be trying my best over the next 3 months to really not trade on days like today. So a day like today, I really don't see anything that is a good trade setup for me. So my watch list today is literally nothing. I do like Kyle's BBYQ idea. If it does set up for a multi-day breakout over 38, it looks kind of similar to TSNP when it was breaking out over 35 cents. Kind of came straight off the lows from 17.18 and went over the breakout a little bit around the 35 area, I think it was, on TSNP, and then pulled back for a few days, and then eventually broke out over that key level and ran to 50 cents, then set up again and ran to $2. So over that 35, 36, 37, 38 area in a few days is something that I would like to trade for possibly a move to 50 cents. Only thing I'm probably going to be watching for now and just kind of keeping an eye on it, and just trying to zone in and not burn out here on quarter 3. So gonna take a break for the most part if I can.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, I don't have a ton on my watch list as well. This week in total has been pretty slow. I don't think I've had any trade where I've actually like sunk my teeth in and wanted to get full size. BBBYQ that Kyle was talking about, kind of annoying to me. It's a total type of play that would work for Kyle and on like an OTC breakout that I would never touch, like with how far it had to come. But that was really cool to see that one work. So that's one that I will be watching going forward pretty closely. It's just one of those tickers that won't stop giving. It won't stop hanging around. So if that one sets up for another multi-day breakout through that 38, 39 area, wherever it topped out yesterday, I'd be interested. I'd rather it kind of have a consolidation day. What's today? Wednesday? At least today and tomorrow, and then maybe it's an over the weekend type of play. But nothing to get too aggressive on there right now. AAOI has like the kind of shape for a bounce short that interests me, and it's more of if I look at it on like a 5-minute, like 10-day chart, where this bounce, it looks to be weakening to me as we get into this $5 resistance just short of the high 5 area breakout level. So if this does look weak, we are gapping down slightly right now on like 0 volume. If 5 continues to hold, or we stop 5 and then start to roll over, stay red, I might give it a look. These are the type of trades I would use less size on and look to be patient with when there's no real A+ setups for me. So you could argue it's not even worth taking for me. But I will be watching that one if the risk reward makes sense and I can be patient for 50 cents to like 75 cents of reward. MLTX, I've been watching. It's not my typical chart, but it is one I've just been staring at for like 2 days, and it kind of interests me because of the range, and I just want to be aware of it. If it does have an excessive move up, this is the one that 2 days ago, I believe, went from 50 to 100 pre-market in a matter of like 3 minutes. Pretty low float here. So if this one does get going and go 60, 70, 80, I would like to be there for a first red day. And if it does that, I would also like to be there for a potential first green day. These are my favorite types of ones to play those reversal type of patterns, first red days, first green days on, because the range is so big. If I can find a way to risk $1 or $2 and make 5 to 10, I'm really happy. If today is kind of a dud sideways day, it's probably just Schwartz. What was the news on this one? I know you know.
MLTX
Yeah.
met their endpoints.
Did
Something
they?
like
That
that.
was it. And so it might just end up doing nothing up here. And I don't know if that 50 to 100 move was just kind of a glitch, but I'll keep an eye on it. MEDS had kind of a funky one here that probably should have died yesterday after that 8K and after hours on Monday. Went down to like 13, bounced back yesterday. Looked like it was going to try to squeeze out in the 16, 17 area. 20's been that area where every time it squeezes, it gets to, and then it kind of pulls back pretty harshly. But right now we are gapping down slightly. I think under like 14 to 13.5, this probably rolls over. It loses the ability to have that squeeze potential. And shorts can, loosen up and be like, we survived. But I don't really want to chase 13 or 14. So we'll see if it has any spikes into 15 or 16 that get stuffed. On the reverse side, if this were to bounce back strong this morning, it kind of reminds me of like Kala, I think. If it were to gap down into support 13.5 area, bounce straight back to 16, go sideways for the morning, then break that level, I think that is a big squeeze trigger up there, the 16 to 18 range. So I'm watching this one to try to follow trend because there is a bunch of range, I think. I think if you can buy 16, sell at 20, there's range. And I think if you can short at 15 and cover at 11, there's range. So we'll just be kind of watching how that one opens and see which direction I think it might be able to head. That is all I've got today.
Nice. I'm only gonna talk about a few things. It's a slow market. You've heard it from all of them, and it's not even that it's a slow market. It's just like this stuff is not very enticing to trade, and that's just as important as actually making trades, because then you protect your account value, and then you can build your account value on better trades. But some ideas that I'm having, it's my thoughts on BDTX, and this is such a hot ticker. Even though I don't really want to trade it, there is a possible play to make in it. Like, for example, off open, if it spikes and squeezes out all the shorts from yesterday and today, it can push into like high 6s, maybe low 7s, something like that. And I would be willing to take a short up there, because I would have to guess everybody in this sort of range from yesterday, holding all day yesterday through these squeezes, they're probably pretty close to their breaking point of just saying, screw it, whatever, this trade's not worth it, I'm done, I want to move on. And then I typically think those situations are where like a stock can really unravel hard. But with all these whips going up, down, yesterday, I do have reason to believe that it's not really going to be paying out to short sell into red candles and just follow the trend. You're going to need to wait for an adverse move to get short, or vice versa. Wait for a big dip to maybe buy it if you think there's going to be a second leg up on this today. Also, meds. I mean, as far as the daily chart goes, technically it's acting very normal in the sense that fails a bounce, probably finds its way to fade today. It would be interesting to short today, but it is losing liquidity. It only traded 2 million shares today. I can only imagine what it's going to trade today. Maybe like 500,700,000 shares if it's like not doing anything crazy bullish. And it's just going to be a little illiquid, which is very much so annoying to deal with. But I mean, yeah, it should open up the doors to more fade. However, the multi-day chart, just with the way it's been basing, it looks healthy. So I mean, it's very conflicting. Very conflicting in that
very
sense.
conflicting.
Yeah. And I mean, why trade conflict if it's just going to give you lower odds in your trade? Right. I saw somebody in chat mention like BAOS, for example. I mean, once again, very illiquid. If it starts spiking really hard, I'd be interested in possibly shorting it, but that's sort of an if-then situation. If it doesn't happen, I don't care, and I'm not even going to deal with it. It's only taking up real estate on my screens, and may as well just throw it off to the side. What were the other charts that were being mentioned? Because I know I was interested in them. I think it was Kavo. I don't care about Kavo. Those are mainly kind of the three things that I see worthwhile on my agenda today as far as trading goes, and even then I'm being very picky with them because I don't really see the point in getting in mid-range. Like, you draw the lines on BDTX. 540, 660. It's $1.20 a range. So that means 6 is like theoretically your midpoint. It's just mid-range. You need some sort of big spike or big drop. That's probably going to be it for me today because I can't find the tickers.
Hey Schwartz,
Alrighty.
in the chat, no, there was something about MTLX news, and I want you to read it and tell me what that means.
Was it news today?
I think so. 3 hours.
Underwritten public offering of 8 million shares at $50 a share with gross proceeds of 400 million. Yeah, so this is actually very common with like big cap biotechs. I call them, I mean, they're not actually big cap biotechs, but like bigger cap biotechs, right? Like this is a $2.7 billion company, Moonlight Therapeutics. And, you know, they'll meet an endpoint. People are like, oh yeah, hell yeah, let's go. But the thing about this is they're bigger caps. So more institutions, more Vanguards, more BlackRocks, they can all get involved with these with more size. And I mean, if you're getting nearly the same percentage gain as like maybe a smaller cap biotech, why would you not just want more size, right? Plus, I mean, they have more money, they have more investors, they have deeper wallets, so they can actually finance themselves. Whereas like a lot of these smaller companies that are like $5-10 million, they're going to bleed their capital dry until they pretty much go insolvent. But yeah, I mean, like, they're fundamentally decent. This is not just like your typical trash stock. I haven't done any DD on it, but typically there's going to be much more fundamental reason to invest in a company like this, which is why they can get decent pricings on their stock.
All right. All right, guys. Well, we don't want to yank your chain here. We did tell you to come for a potential announcement. I was on the horn with management, trying to be like, you know, how can we push the word on the new boot camp? How can we, you know, get more eyes on this, market this better? And I said, you know what, the people would probably really appreciate. I know my people over on Good Morning NASDAQ with, you know, the chance to go to the boot camp for free, and get a free boot camp ticket. And management, we fought, we argued, emails went back and forth, and eventually they gave me what I wanted. They agreed, but I had to give them something in return. I had to make a deal with them, and they told me if we can get the YouTube subscriber count to 3,000, you know, at any point, the next Wine Wednesday, we will do a raffle and give away a free boot camp ticket to Boston, Massachusetts, August 26th, August 28th. So I'm going to need your guys' help to spread the word. Get I don't know how many. 2.94 is what, 2,940, 60
Right.
more people. There's
60 more
116 in here. There's a good chance a lot of you aren't subscribed yet. The quicker we can get this done, if we can get this done in the next few days, next Wine Wednesday, one of you will be getting a free boot camp. That's all we're saying. So, once we get to 3K, we'll immediately send out on our social medias what you guys need to do to be in that raffle. It's going to be simple stuff like liking something, being in the free Discord, being there for
The actual raffle.
Wine Wednesday.
Being there for the raffle. Yeah, so we have 117 viewers right now. I know you guys have multiple Gmail accounts. I personally have 8 Gmail accounts. So you just, I'm not saying cook the books or anything, but I mean, you get logged out of one account, you log into another and just resubscribe. I don't know.
But yeah, so we're excited to do that. We want to spread some awareness. We did just release a bunch of info on the boot camp in Boston. We're really excited about this one. Think it's going to be a lot of fun. If you came to the Phoenix one, it was a huge success. We think the presentations were top notch, not just because we gave them, but because they were. And it was a lot of fun, and we're ready to do it on the East Coast, where the time zone's going to be top notch. Right here at the end of summer should be a really good weather as well. So get that subscriber account to 3K. We will put the info out. If we do it today, we will not be doing it tonight on this Wine Wednesday. But tonight there is Wine Wednesday at 7 p.m. Do we have a guest today?
Yeah,
Laptop legend. Ladies and gentlemen.
Laptop legend, who was also at the last boot camp. All this is just coming together, right? And so we'll be there at 7 p.m. Eastern tonight on our Twitch at Clover Trading. So make sure you guys get in there as well. If we pass the 3K by today, there'll probably be some sort of announcement at that Wine Wednesday. So you're going to want to fill in, head on over to that as well tonight. But thank you guys for being here. It is 9:23. I think we all need to get prepped, get ready to go. If you're not in the Clover room, that's where we're headed right now. 3 and 4 leaf, clovertrading.io, 7-day free trial. Get in there. We'll see you guys tomorrow, 8:45 a.m. Good morning, NASDAQ.
I just want
Clover's
to give a shout out to Travis. He said I stole my wife's boyfriend's phone and subscribed to his account. That's what we're talking about, baby. That's
yeah.
the kind of
That's the
motivation
dedication.
we want. Right.
That's
Right.
a Clover for life.
Yep.
Right there.
I'm gonna go to my parents' house and talk to their pool guy and get him to subscribe. So I'm gonna do that too.
All
Anyways.
Okay, guys.
Logging off.